Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new edition of Message of Hope. And today I have the pleasure to be with Carolina Barker, who joins us from the UK. Looks like a very sunny UK. Uh, and she's also a coach we've met through Jamie Smart, and she's also one of the not co-founder, but co-host of Connecting with Human. So welcome, Carolina.
Hi, Martin. How are you? It's so nice to be here.
Muy gracias.
De nada.
And I will ask you, well, maybe you can tell me a bit more about yourself because you do so many things.
Oh, thank you. Um, well, yeah, I'm a three principles practitioner, a facilitator, mentor. We did our training together. Part of my training's been most of it's been with Jamie Smart, and we did it together with Martin, and it was a great time. And we co-created with Wayne Yates a series that you can find on YouTube called How to Connect with Humans. And we have as guest speakers like really, really great people, great guest speakers from teachers from the principles, which we are just putting something together here with Martina, so to bring her in. So, but we have, yeah, we've been very lucky to have that and to be able to offer that on YouTube for free. So those are free resources for everybody, and we really have people talking about all sorts of things. So and we teach the principles on one-to-one basis and to groups, and we do workshops, and I'm also in fitness, and I love working on rehabilitation and uh, pretty much helping people getting back to feeling the best they can feel and living the best life they can have if we can help them do that. So, yeah.
Well, thank you. And I'm going to ask you the infamous question. And the question is, how does having this understanding, how does that help you navigate um, stress or different events in your life or COVID or whatever that shows up. So how does having this understanding, how does that help you navigate life really?
Oh, wow. Well, uh, we were talking before, and my life has changed beyond recognition, and it wasn't from one day to another, but it was like nearly imperceptible changes, little by little, and but now it's like living a total different life that I used to live in, and luckily, when I had to go through some times in my life that were very hard, um, this was incredibly helpful. I knew I had a strength and a resilience that I didn't know I had. Um, my dad had cancer for nearly 10 years. It was very hard. He had a very particular character as well. He's very strong, very strong personality. And then he committed suicide about 2 years ago. And in the same year, I had uh, two sisters-in-law and one stepsister that uh, died because of different types of cancer in a very short period of time. And straight after, because of all the stress, my sister-in-law, who was pregnant, went into early labor, and her and the baby were in intensive care through Christmas and New Year for like 2 months. And luckily, they're all fine and good. Um, so uh, those moments were like, it felt like I couldn't get my head out of water. It was just like getting a bit of air and then something else. Now, if I haven't had this understanding. I don't know how I would have gone through all those moments of my life. Though I know that we all have this resilience, we all have, we we are the principles. We don't have the principles, so
Mm,
we don't learn the principles as now I have them. It's like you just basically wake up to know that you are that, you are that resilience, you are that understanding. I'm able to feel more, so now I don't have to protect myself to not feel the bad things, but also sometimes you don't feel the good things that much.
mhm,
So the lovely things are really, really, really lovely as well. And but when you, so I was saying to Martine this week, my mom and my stepdad, so my stepdad got COVID in Buenos Aires. I'm from Buenos Aires originally. And my mom is still also isolated because we don't know if she's got it. And they're both in the 70s, late 70s. So I'm here in the UK. I can't go there. Even my brother that lives 4 blocks away can't go there. And I'm really, I have a lot of thinking about worry, but I'm so much calmer than I would be. And then I'm more clear on what to do to help and to do the best I can do. And so we learned this about Sunday, and then between Sunday and Tuesday, and then I knew my uncle had to have surgery. And he got out of surgery, but then he had more problems and he died. Like, what, 2 days ago? I'm lost in time, but well, his funeral was today, because in Argentina funerals are straight away. You don't have 2 weeks to wait, or 5, or so. That was today. And we have already said with Martina I was going to be here talking, and I thought, no, this is the perfect moment to talk about hope. That nothing can hurt who you are. Who you really are can't be damaged. Who you really are can be here, totally present with Martine. We've been at least for an hour having a chat and laughing. And, at the beginning it was like, yeah, this happened. We're a bit like, and then we just, and we're not pretending. It's that it's a natural state that you don't have to, I don't have to honor my uncle by being a complete mess. It was actually a beautiful death. He had a really beautiful passing with his children around him, listening to the music he liked, and they basically they were with him, and they said, you know what, like, they said, my dad, is waiting there. You're going to have a great time. And another really close friend, and they were like, you're going to have a great time. And then they could see the line on the monitor, and he just went. And they felt this peaceful, incredible moment, and they have all been in such a loving state. And so it's been a beautiful situation. When you think somebody passing has to be horrible, I'm not saying, I was a mess crying when he died, but then I felt this peaceful state. And I'm here, but even the people in Argentina have not been able to go to the funeral because of COVID. They're in a peak at the moment in South America. So it was only the very, very close, very, very close family, like his children and his grandchildren, that could be there. So we are all in unusual times, but It doesn't matter in what time you're in. What I can tell you is that you're always whole, that you're not a victim of your circumstances. I suffer at what was going on when I start making more about that situation. But as soon as I get out, like now, that I could have been thinking about that, and then I said, oh, I need to talk to Martine, who I love so dearly, and have this beautiful connection. So, and I could just sit here and have a great time with a friend.
Because the three principles is not a way, it's not a cult we're talking, and it's not a way of behaving. It's more a owner's manual, human being owner's manual.
Perfect, yeah.
And it's just understanding where experience is coming from. And that doesn't mean you don't feel grief. That doesn't mean shit won't happen. It just means that you know where your experience is coming from and to go through it more gracefully.
And you know, treat yourself with kindness. Like you're the first person that needs that love, and that you stop listening to the critic that you know that we all have going around.
We all have that little one.
Yeah, I always say that I would have never said to anybody the kind of things that I say to myself, though as I learn the principles, the critic is getting, I don't know, probably he's getting bored or tired because I'm not paying that much attention. Sometimes I do, but it's yeah, like it's useful to know how it works. That's why this doesn't clash with your religion or with anything in your life. It's like if you know how breathing works or how gravity works, like, but I can go on a plane. I don't need to understand how that massive thing goes in the air. I still, you know, I learned it at school, but it still puzzles me. But it's good to know that the people that put the airplane together know how gravity works, because then I'm quite likely to, you know, get off and land where I'm supposed to. But now we've seen the other day that something had incredibly arrived in Mars. Like, it's just like, well, understanding how that works, that gravity out of this, you know, our atmosphere and within Earth works differently. That helps that after so many attempts, now they managed to land this incredible robot in Mars. Well, that's why it doesn't, you know, clash with your religion, because it's helpful to know how it works.
And we often feel more in a sense, because before this understanding, you know, you don't want to feel because you know, feelings are dangerous. and with this understanding, you know that you don't have to be afraid of your experience, and all experiences are temporary. It's also freeing at the same time.
Yeah, that's exactly what my experience as well, that I've been able to feel more. It's like if you you know, if you go around here in England, there's a lot of rain, so it makes sense for you to maybe wear something so you don't get soaked all the time. But I guess if you go somewhere that's more in the desert, like if you go to Arizona or you go to, you know, or the Sahara Desert, and you're still wearing your umbrella and, you know, and protective clothes for what you will be in a bit of a predicament, because, you know, maybe the umbrella helps you with the sun, but you know, but you are protecting yourself for something that doesn't exist. That's what I'm trying to convey.
Yeah.
That, and as soon as you understand that, after so many days there's been no rain, your clothing for not getting wet is just now, you don't need it. It's redundant. So you let go of what you don't need anymore, what you made up that you were supposed to need. Like Michael Newt says, like, you have these big barriers and a castle and an armor, and because you're afraid of the dragon, but then one day you realize there's no dragon, and then what's the point of the big walls? And so this is what happens. You understand that not all the time, please. I don't live in nirvana, or I guess Martin, how's your experience? No. I feel tons of things, like, and I get cross with things, and as soon as we finish this talk, I will probably, if something doesn't go the way I wanted, probably I will be thinking it's whatever's fault.
I swear to my at my laptop every day.
I will easily think that, oh, somebody else has been an idiot. It's not me. Like, yeah, it still happens. Like, it still, I have a lot of, like, I'm like this, I'm like that, I'm like this, I'm like that. So I see it and I don't. But seeing it more is what makes a difference. Even a one simple second of saying that there's something else, that there's hope. 1 second of hope is what can take you out of a huge depression. 1 second of hope is what tells you that there's no feeling that is permanent, that you're not in it. If you can have hope in the middle of a hurricane, in the middle of the worst moment of your life, if you can have a moment of peace, or have a laugh with your dog or your cat or your children, or or you just watch something, somebody fell over and you thought that was hilarious, that second is all we need. One thought away, like Sydney Banks said, one thought away just gets you out of that personal thinking. It's like, you pick out, you just like, I like when Dickens Bettinger was like, and
I'm back. Yeah.
I'm back. Yeah. Like, children do that so easily.
Yes.
They fall down and they're like, oh, would you like a sweetie? Yes, please. It's like, they're not pretending, but they're full in the moment. Like, they're having a full-blown tantrum and they're in the worst state, and you can say ice cream, teddy, hag, whatever, and they just like, they're back. Not that they weren't. They're living life to the full. That's why we usually say we should learn from them. Like, they are our teachers, because not that you want to
live as
like
much
an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had meetings to stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we can just, like that, get out. You're not trapped. You're not trapped. It doesn't matter how we're not saying, and Martin, I know you're here with me because we know each other, that what we feel is not real. That if you are extremely afraid, or you are in a horrible situation, like, it's not like if you are in a really horrible oppressive situation, you should just go, oh well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's not positive thinking.
It's not
positive thinking.
Exactly. Now, what we see is that people that have been in very abusive relationships, and they just thought either they were victims of that, or they couldn't do anything. Once they see that they have everything they need, they're resilient, because the answers are in you, they come out with this answer to the problem. And either they report that person to the police, they ask for, having going to be in somewhere that is safe for them, the children. They kick the person out of the house. They just do something, because you're not in that place of just in your own thinking, which is limited. You open yourself to the infinite potential of wisdom of what you are. It's like trying to find the answer in just what you put inside your computer. But your computer has a hard disk that is great, but doesn't have all the answers. Now you connect that computer to the internet, and probably we all use this metaphor, and then suddenly the web has infinite potential for your answers.
It might be the same decision, but because the decision is made from a different energy, a different vibration, a different place, the results are going to be totally different.
Yeah. Yeah. People even get, strangely, I'm because I always been like really kind, and I don't like confrontation, and I always want to agree with people, and I don't want them to abandon me, sort of thing. So one of the things that this understanding did for me is I stopped agreeing to everything. I stopped saying yes to everything just because I didn't want people to think they didn't like me. I put limits. I managed to say no to my dad with cancer, to say, not like this, Dad. Don't talk to me like this anymore. And I'm not going to answer the phone. The dying dad, that also had his moments of saying, I'm going to kill myself, which then he did. But, that's what it let me do. It let me hang up the phone. It let me say, I'm not answering that phone until you treat me differently. Because I'm not taking this from you or from anybody else anymore in my life. So you feel that the way that you are, that whatever it is, the government is working, that people go and demonstrate. People go and do something, hopefully peacefully, in connection. And, but people go and, sometimes
people will act to their level of consciousness, and they will act to wherever they're at the moment. And you don't have to make yourself responsible for somebody else's emotion.
Yeah.
It's my fault because he did that, or it's my fault because of blah, blah, blah. Well, no. The person will hear what they hear, and you're not responsible. That's why you go see a movie and you're 10 people, and then 10 people didn't see the same movie at the same time, no?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And also makes you more aware when you haven't done the right thing. And you have a feeling of like, maybe I should have said that. And so it allows you to reroute. It's a very, very good sat nav. So if you've gone the wrong way, you don't hold grudges mostly, or less, say. So there's no ego to defend in a way. It's like you're more likely to go like, you know what, I was an idiot. I shouldn't have done that. Sorry, what can I do? Or, or so you don't take yourself so seriously. Who you are is so much that you don't need to go around proving that you are enough. You're more than enough. And that's, once you find that out, oh, you stop searching. You have arrived home.
Sorry, that reminds me of the famous Marianne Williamson quote, which escaped me now. But you know which quote? That we're more than we think we are. I will write it down under the
Yes, I absolutely love it. I actually have it printed in my bedroom because I absolutely love it. It's like on the lines of, oh, we're gonna so misquote it, but you can put it underneath afterwards. But it's like, none of us can say a word. It's so funny. I have it right there every day because I love it.
There, exactly.
Like, who are you not to shine, or who are you? You know, it's not who you are. That
we're afraid of who we are, and that.
Yes. That it's more, in a way, it's like you're more afraid of how the wonderful of who you are, the magnificence of who you are, than being a failure. It's like, and who are you not to be great, you know? So but she says it's so much better than what I'm saying now. So yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Oh no, this wise word. I would put the right quote because somehow brain freeze. Thank you. Muchas gracias, Carolina.
Sí, de nada. Ha sido un placer. I didn't say I'm originally from Argentina or some place there. You may have got that. So yeah, I speak Spanish as well, and Martin here speaks French. So
I'm doing Duolingo right now in Spanish, or maybe.
Oh yay! So maybe what you're gonna see next is me speaking in Spanish and Martine saying her bit in French. We don't know. Like just watch this space. Well, Martin, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking your time today, especially. It was I know it was a difficult day for you today.
Oh, it's a brilliant day to be here. And
so thank you very much. Oh, I forgot the important thing. If people want to find you, where can they find you?
They can find me, they can go to YouTube and look for How to Connect with Humans, or you can go to back to with a number benew.co.uk. That's our website. I'm on Facebook as Carolina Barker or Carolina Gallardo Barker, because that's my my maiden's Argentinian surname. I'm on Instagram, so yeah, you can find us, and hopefully I think there's going to be some links here. Have a look. So yeah, so and yeah, Martin, thank you so much. You are lovely, and I love you loads. And we're never too far away. It doesn't matter where we are.
Thank you, Carolina.
Thank you.